Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're looking at NIO. We've got a lot of things to cover today on NIO and it's quite exciting. So NIO's opened its first NIO house in the UAE. We're going to have a look at that and we want to have a look at some more exciting things like who the hell will these tariffs affect? So we've been talking about EU tariffs, the United States tariffs being implemented on Chinese-made electric vehicles exempt, Tesla exempt. Every other Chinese made electric vehicle will have individual tariffs, but Tesla exempt. And this is an EU thing mostly. America just seems to want to go for a full 100% tariff. But nevertheless, who will these tariffs affect? Because a lot of people seem set on the idea that the tariffs are only there to protect the European business economy, especially the electric vehicle or the automotive business industry in Europe. Well, that's not just the effect that it will have on the automotive industry in Europe. The effect it might have on the people who are buying the product. When tariffs are increased, companies have this thing that they do where they put the costs onto the customer. So if tariffs are increased by 30% and the car costs 100,000, well, the car will now cost 130,000. But that's just a rough idea. This is just an example. But my point is, you're going to be paying for those tariffs. Trust me when I say this, you know. So the point is, will European companies be able to lower their price of their vehicles to make it more competitive? Because China has to raise the price of their vehicles to afford these tariffs. But at the end of the day, you, the consumer, will have to deal with this. And if Europe doesn't feel like it has to compete against Chinese electric vehicles, there will be better vehicle out there on the market, and you will feel like you won't be able to get it because it's more affordable. And you will feel like you won't be able to get these vehicles because it's more expensive. But if they're better and more expensive, this will help Chinese brands to build a premium luxury market in the minds of people. Like, oh, those vehicles are so expensive, but they're so good. While the European ones, they're not as good and they're even cheaper. So in people's mind, people instantly, over time, people start to believe these Chinese electric vehicles, they're premium brands. And the European vehicles, they're going to lose their brand value in the mind of consumers. So who will this affect? You, the consumers, and Europe, and its automotive industry. You're going to be affected. And that's just my quick little rant. But we want to get into this. NIO's first NIO house in the United Arab Emirates, open today, 28th of November. William Lee, the company founder and chairman and CEO, he's a lot of things to the company. Great leader. Mentioned this on Weibo video today, saying that he's in a transit at Qatar airport on his way to Abu Dhabi for the opening of NIO House. NIO briefly mentioned during his third quarter earning call on November the 20th that Abu Dhabi NIO House will open officially on 28th of November. The flagship showroom and the facility in China typically has two floors, the first of which is a vehicle display area, and the second of which is an area for NIO owners only. Wow. Can you imagine that? So if you're not an owner, you can't go to the second floor. I'm sorry, buddy. You better buy a NIO first. NIO unveiled its plan to enter the global market in May 2021 and open its first NIO house and overseas market in Norway on October the 1st of the same year, marking the official start of its international expansion efforts. And so it did. But if you want to get an idea of what that looks like, this seems to be the video that NIO's posted online. I also played a video at the start of um, this video. So many stringers about videos, but nevertheless, there's an introduction video that they showed on Instagram, and this is it. So they're just showcasing the NIO house in Abu Dhabi, but they have the staff members there talking about it. I believe these are staff members. There might be other employees of NIO Corporation globally anyway. But this is what you can expect from a NIO house. Different floors. So this looks like the top floor. This is probably for the NIO owners. So wow, wow, wow. But I think they're going to do very well in the UAE. I do believe NIO is going to do exceptionally well in the UAE. I have great feeling about that because the UAE, they really appreciate good vehicles. And the electric age, is kicking off at a rapid pace. And in the UAE, they're just less biased. They're just less biased. They just want good vehicles, fast vehicles, luxury vehicles. The UAE as a country or Dubai as a city, as an Emirates city itself, these places, they're not built for walking. They're built for driving. People drive everywhere. They don't really walk. And I don't think cycling is a big thing over there. They drive a lot. So these are important things to keep in mind. But let's go on to the next topic. Next topic, we got a guy posted on Reddit. NIO, I just bought 50,000 shares. There could be value here, all time high of $60 plus in 2021, on track to be profitable battery swap distributing innovation. Tesla on the 6-year delivery 103,000 vehicles versus NIO 160,000 vehicles on its 8th-year start to become profitable, accumulated trade at $1.29. That's a lot of stock to buy of NIO. But you know what? I can't offer financial advice, but at this price, $4.36, this is one of the best price to get NIOs at. That's not an advice. That's just my opinion, you know? That's just my opinion, my strong opinion. What an amazing car. I believe this is the ET7. Yeah, it's the ET7. In Europe, they probably call it the EL7, wouldn't they? What an amazing car. I do like was it the ET9 or EL9? I don't know, but I like that one as well. NIO, man, this is the next big company. This is the next premium company. They're going to be as big, if not bigger than Mercedes, Audi, BMW. They're going to be competing with these guys one day. Eventually, we're going to get there. Another thing, the NIO co-founder addressed shareholders, reaffirms profitability target, because there's been a lot of chatter recently that NIO's not doing enough for investors. They're not, for these short-term investors. Listen, if you're a short-term investors, why the hell would you invest in NIO? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. As a short-term investor, you should be investing in companies that can make a lot of money short term. That's not financial advice. That's just my basic opinion. It's common sense. If I want to make some money short term, I'm not going to invest in NIO. I'm not going to invest in Polestar. I'm not going to invest in Rivian. I'm not going to invest in Lucid. It doesn't mean that they're not good companies. It's just that that's a bad financial decision. Okay, that's a terrible financial decision. If I want to make some good money short term, I go and invest in Tesla because they're really volatile and they're always going up and down, but they're guaranteed to go back up. Not financial advice, it's just my opinion. But if you know what I mean? It's just common sense. It's just common sense. So I don't get investors that are like, they want to make a return in like 5 years. 5 years? Really? 5 years? Really? 5 years in the world of business is nothing. 5 years in first stages of majority business, that's where majority business fail within 5 years. So what you're asking is, I actually want to fail in that 5 years. Most business, they find success 10, 20 years in the future. In the first 5 years, most business fail. So what you're basically saying is, I have a lot of money and I want to take a big risk, a big gamble. What? What is wrong with these short-term investors, man? Great businesses, they make great money long term. So a lot of these short-term investors, you got it wrong. Not financial advice, but you got it wrong. You got it so wrong. But you know what it is? It's because some companies, some new companies, or companies that people think are new, they have huge gains in the first couple of years, the first 3 years, first 2 years, and a lot of investors, amateur investors, you're not professional. If you're making these kind of mistakes, basic mistakes, you're not professional. You're an amateur investor. You think you can make money back in a couple of years. The greatest investor of all time, the greatest investors of all time, they make their money based on compounding over the course of decades. Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, What a lot of these short-term investors want to do is the Benjamin Graham strategy, is to buy these companies who would just shoot up in value and then you can sell them immediately. That's a very risky investment strategy. Warren Buffett started like that. But Warren Buffett quickly realized, after meeting his great friend, Charlie Munger, RIP, Warren Buffett quickly realized that actually, to make serious money, it's long-term investments. But some people don't have the patience for it, which is why you're not a professional. So if you're going to sit here complaining that you're losing all of your money, why the hell did you put it in such a risky investment? You're waiting 5 years. I cannot describe how silly that is. That's like you putting your money on something and waiting for it to fail. You do understand that if you put your money on a stock like these electric vehicle stock, the real money that you will accumulate is long past 5 years, long past 10 years. Look at Tesla. Tesla is just starting to make money, but look how long it took them. They're over 22 years old, 21 years old, because Tesla was first came out in 2003. Imagine if people invested in Tesla in the first 5 years and just gave up. Oh my God, it's a shit company. It will never do anything good, and just gave up. They're the biggest car company in the world right now, making electric vehicles, except for BYD. But that's because the smart investors, they had patience. Not just patience for like 2, 3 years, patience for like 10, 20, 30 years. I'm going to get off the subject, but what this guy does have to say. Electric vehicle maker NIO reported a higher revenue and gross margin for the third quarter of this year, enabling the company to achieve positive operation cash flow and free cash flow for the first time in its history. At the earnings conference call held last week, the company's founder, CEO, William Li, revealed that the EV maker aims to reach full year profitability in 2026, as Wall Street analysts will show concerns on major investment NIO ahead. As it scales up sales and its charging infrastructure for its budget sub-brand Onvo, the group's second brand, Firefly, it is set to launch on December 21st, enabling the company to expand its presence in the mass market. It's going to be more affordable. You look at this company. Look at this company. This is the company you don't have any faith in. This is the company you're losing hair because you think that they won't be profitable long term. You don't think that they're going to be profitable in 10, 20 years. You just care about the now. You're just thinking about today. You're not thinking about tomorrow. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. You're wasting your energy. You could possibly be hopeless, but I hope this video changes your mind. If you're one of these short-term investors who think you should have made thousands of, percentage, hundreds of percentage from NIO thus far, you're wrong. And I hope this video is an eye-opener. I hope this video is an educational video for you to realize that that's completely unrealistic. Look at NVIDIA. Look at how long NVIDIA has been around. Do you know how long NVIDIA has been around? Do you know how long NVIDIA has been around? Since 1993. That's before I was even conceived. Oh my, that's probably before some of you were conceived. Okay. They're $135 right now. The stock was split recently. The company is the largest company in the world. $3.48 trillion in market cap. But okay. Where was the company 5 years ago? The company 5 years ago in market valuation was $5. $5. And let's say you bought it $5 and you held it from 2019. And let's say you held it until 2022, late 2022 at $11. And you thought, ooh, that's a nice 100%. I just doubled my money. Let me sell. Yay, great. You'd just missed out all of the best earning potentials in your life that you might ever experience. You'll never get this again because you thought too short-term. Short-term investors, you're losing a lot of money and you can't even see it because you're thinking too small. That's all I got to say. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. If you think a business should be successful, has to be successful in the first 5 years, you're crazy. Barely make it out alive in the first 5 years. Barely, if they're lucky, if they do things extremely well. In this case, NIO is doing things extremely well. They've made it out the first 5 years. What are they now in the first 10 years? And we're delivering a few 100,000 vehicles a year. What the F are you complaining about? We're branching out into Europe. We're branching out into Africa, North Africa, and the UAE. What are you complaining about? Stop the complaining. I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe to see more. Leave a comment. And this is the way I talk. If you guys want me to make more live shows so I can educate these investors, not financial advice, but I will educate these investors, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. As long as you don't sue me, I'll do it. I'll tell you the truth. You don't have any patience. And you're going to lose a lot of money if you think so emotionally when it comes to investing. I'll see y'all in the next one. Yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. We're going to be profitable. We're going to be fully profitable by 2026. And even if it takes them to 2030, I'm okay with that because I believe in the brand long term. A lot of you don't even care about the brand long term. If you don't care about the NIO company long term, get the hell out.